Hi everyone, I'm Shauna and welcome to the channel. Today's video is a project pan update. Well, it's the 100 uses project pan update. Today, I'm actually going to be bringing you the finale of this version of the project. Don't worry, it's going to be coming back next year. And instead of just kind of continuing on with these products, I'm going to be selecting a new round of products, but I'll talk more about that at the end, kind of what might be staying and what might be going, or I guess more like what might come back. So let's see how I've done for our finale of 2021. So let's get into the lip products first. And first up is the Becca lipstick in Sugar. Before this update, I used it 36 times. Here she is right now. Really beautiful nude. I am genuinely disappointed that this formula is discontinued because Becca is no longer with us. I feel like I just talked about Becca like a person. This is a really beautiful lipstick formula, and even the packaging. How satisfying is that? The color is beautiful. And also, one thing I never mentioned on these lipsticks, on the packaging, it says if the color is warm or cool. There might also be a neutral, I'm not sure. And I also can't go check because the brand is discontinued. So really beautiful color. I used this 30 times, bringing my total to 66. I don't know if I will bring into a project simply because I genuinely love this lipstick. And I think this is one that I would reach for naturally or instinctually, and one that I feel pretty confident that I could get some kind of wear naturally. And I think there might be other lipsticks that might need a little bit more help. And so depending on how the project pan goes and kind of what I decide to put in there, that will determine whether she comes back next year. I'm kind of thinking not, for the reasons I just mentioned, but it's going to be on my radar. Next up is the Fenty lip balm. So I initially marked it up here, but just because of the packaging, there's no way to tell how much I've used. And this is not really an air thing. Like, even when I get all the way down, I don't actually think that the product will ever like unsquish, or I don't think the air will ever leave it. So this was introduced new last time, and I used it 73 times. I used this so much. It was genuinely a pleasure to use, and the lip products were the most used items in the last couple of months simply because I picked two really standout, really amazing products. And when you have products that you love, you just want to use them. I do think that the Fenty is going to go into one of my regular project pans because this is one I could easily see myself finishing. I don't know if I'll roll in another lip product besides a lipstick. Maybe actually a red lipstick would be really great for this project, so I might do that for next year. Next up is one guy that's been in here for months, and that is the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blush in Blurred Buff. There we go. So I used this 6 times, and previously I had used it 5 times, bringing the total up, not 5, 55, bringing the total up to 61 times. This is really a matter of, we're not in this season of this color for me personally, so I just don't really feel like using it. This to me is such a summer color. Spring, summer, maybe even into fall, but I have really just fallen out of favor with this blush. Not because it's a bad formula, but because I've just used it so much. I think you can see I've really created a pretty good dip in there. Okay, I think now might be the appropriate time to talk about why I want to kind of stop this project as it is and re-envision it for next year. I really love this project. I really do, because it kind of gets me to use products in my collection without the goal of panning them. And sometimes when you have a product like this, or like the highlighter, to pan a full highlighter is just really daunting. And then also, if I want to pan, let's say, a blush and an eyeshadow palette. To have those kinds of products all in a project pan can just kind of feel like you're getting nowhere or spinning your wheels. So I think it's okay to put maybe one of those really hard to use products in a project pan, but to have like 3, 4, even 5 can just be really disheartening. So this was the perfect place to start using up products and to just start getting use on kind of long-term products. And one of the reasons why I initially wanted to just kind of keep this project going indefinitely and just kind of cycle things in and out is to really see how long it's going to take for me to use up my products naturally, or to see how much time has to go by before I use up a product 100 times, and then also what that use looks like. And last time I came on here and said one of the things that I wanted to see would be, you know, how long it takes me to use Modern Renaissance 100 times, something like, you know, to give that experience, especially as you haven't really been falling in favor with these products. And I have since changed my mind simply because I found myself like not wanting to use these products, period. Almost resenting the fact that they're in my collection, when in reality, I have put 2 of my favorite products of last year in this, and now I hate them, not because they're bad products, but because I'm kind of sick of using them. And I really like to change up my makeup seasonally, or at the very least, I kind of fall in and out of love or lust or interest with my products in my collection. And I think that's normal and okay. But when you have these goals of using things 100 times and then you only use something 5 times in 2 months, you want to use other things. You want other things to get used, but also it feels like you're forcing yourself to use something and then the interest isn't there. So that's just kind of how I'm feeling, is that I've taken the fun out of some of my most favorite products, and that's not how I want to feel about these things. So I think it's time to put these guys away, give them a break, and then select some new things for next year. And hopefully I can have better progress next time. Yeah, and kind of put things in here that I'm excited to use. Or at least things that I'm not dragging my heels about, because I really feel like if I were to continue with these next 4 products in specific, I would be dragging my heels, and then I would just come on here and update you, 4 or 5 uses for months. And that's not really exciting, and also not really the point of the project. So I hope you understand. And this is also a way for me to get re-excited about my projects on this channel, as well as my makeup collection. So let's continue on. We just talked about the Bare Minerals blush. 61 uses is nothing to sneeze at. I think that's a really good number, but when we talk about how long the product has been in here and the goal of 100, it does fall short a little bit. So I hope you can see why I'm ruling some of these things out. Woo. Okay, next up is my MAC highlight, and I had used this 56 times. I think we can see. And I used it 22, bringing the total up to 78. 78 is really close, and I think had I had this in for 1 more month, I think I could have used it. Or 1 more update, sorry, I think I could have brought it to 100. I'm not totally sick about this one yet, and I've talked about this one maybe going into my project pan. Yeah, I'm not totally sick of this one, but when I kind of think about it in combination with all the other products, it hasn't really been that exciting. So 78 is really great. I'm really happy with that. I have gone back and forth even more about whether I want to put that in my project pan or leave it in here. The next product up is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. And previously I had used this 23 times. This is where we're at. If I think about where this has been since last year, there is quite a dent and there is noticeable difference, which I am very happy about. And I actually realized this because I was looking at pictures from last holiday season when I was really like actually starting to use this for the first time. And all there was at that point was this like little baby pan right in the middle. And so all this other pan and all this use around the sides is new. I used this 6 times, bringing up the total use to 29. So I do know that eyeshadows, one thing I learned in this project is I'm very slow with my eyeshadows, and I kind of need some variety. So I really don't think that this guy is going to be coming back in here, not because it's just slow moving, but I love this. This is the product that fell so hard because of this product. I mean, from like its favorite status. I think it's only fitting to talk with you about my tea today. You've seen a couple of teas in here from the David's Tea Advent Calendar. I'm drinking like the Candy Cane Crush, I think it's called. This is like the full mini like tub poured in. I just took out the strainer. It was all the way to the top. This looks like coffee or like watered down tea. You know, when you put milk in your tea, when I haven't put anything in here. I think they have like white chocolate chips. I think that's what kind of is giving it this milky look. It's actually pretty good. Last up is my ABH palette. This has been in since the beginning as well. Such a slow mover. That's okay. I had used this 49 times and I have since used it 12 more times, bringing this total to 61. So I don't actually know if you'll be able to see any difference in here. I have actually been playing with some of the mauves in the past couple of weeks. And as you know, I did use this for like a mini eyeshadow tutorial. When I created that look, I wasn't thinking, oh, what's another way I could get another use of this item? It was more like, what is my most glam palette? What do I feel like I could get a really punchy, bold look from? Oh, maybe not bold, but really kind of the palette that packs a lot of pigment. And this is what I was thinking of. So 61 is not bad. But again, I don't think I used this more than like 10 times in any given update. So I'm just happy that I'm getting a break on Modern Renaissance as well. So that's where we stand with this project. That's all the updates on everything. Nothing is a rollout. I got very close with the Fenty lip product. Let me know in the comments if there's any products you would like to see back here in the 100 Juices project or in the regular kind of project pan. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today in another day of Vlogmas. I would love it if you would subscribe if you like project panning videos, because I have more coming at you in 2022. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again around here soon. Bye.